February 2022, it's time to travel again, and I thought this would be the perfect time to do what's in my bag, because I'm just about to do another big trip. And so I've really had to pack up my life here into as small of a package as possible. I do want to travel light, but today I'm not going to go through everything that are in these bags, but I do want to focus on two main things. So that is the camera gear and the coffee gear. Checked bag, cannot carry this on, unfortunately. It's, hopefully it's under 23 kilos. And that's where I keep most of the coffee gear. Let's start with the camera gear here. So we've got this bag from Venk. It actually says Venk Toronto on it, so it kind of reminds me of home every time I use it. First of all, I've got my hat here, of course. Essential for those sunny days. Take this off for now. It's not too sunny here. And then one thing that I like to pack in here as well is this nice little bum bag. I mean, you don't have to wear it around your bum. You can wear it around your shoulder bag, but it's perfect for if you're traveling and maybe it's quite hot, you don't need a jacket. So it's perfect for putting in your phone, your keys, or your headphones. Whenever I go through security in a warmer climate or warmer season, I really like to use this because it's super easy to pack everything in. If it's a little bit cooler, I do like to wear a jacket. You've seen me wear this one probably too much. But it's great for packing in all the things you need, especially if you have all these little pockets here. That's my recommendation. If you are traveling, it's a little bit cooler, you want to travel in style a little bit, a jacket always helps. This is really cool. This is what I'm using right now. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2. Really, really cool. I picked this up recently because I wanted to do a few more interviews on the road. Also helps with making these YouTube videos and stuff. But all the cables and stuff are in here. Of course, I'm using this and the transceiver, and that is on the camera. Of course, we've got the hard drive. So this is more for the current backups. I do have another hard drive, which I've put into this bag with some of my older footage in case I want to go back. So I've got, and of course, making some backups on the fly. So this is the more current hard drive. So here we've got one of my lenses. I'm only carrying two with me, but this is the 35 millimeter f2 by Sigma. So this is for the Sony, and this is perfect for a range of different angles and different sort of exposures for a very small size. So I like the 35 millimeter. And then of course there's some other stuff in here, cables. I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but of course you need a lot of cables. I've got my passport in here currently. And this is actually one little trick that I like to use. If you ever travel on flights where they give you a really sturdy, this is an Air Canada flight, again, representing Canada somehow. These are really sturdy. This is for toiletries, right? But I put all my cables, I have like 3 or 4 of these. I put my cables and stuff in here, or USB keys or wallets, that kind of thing. So let's put that in here. This front pocket is great for just the easy access charging cable. So that you'll need, especially if you're in the airport, your phone runs out of battery or something. And then some nice Muji pens. I love these black Muji pens. I think, yeah, this is 0.5, and I have quite a few of these too, but some easy access. Sometimes I also like to just keep it in my pocket, especially for those airports where they're still a little bit old-fashioned. I mean, we're in 2022, but sometimes they make you write stuff. Let's move to the back. So this is the front pocket. This is all like camera gear and stuff like that. But let's switch to the back here. We've got the laptop. Now, fortunately, I have like a smaller-ish one. I think this is the MacBook 2017 MacBook Pro. But yeah, 13 inch, 13.3, I'm not sure what it is now. But this is a really cool little laptop carrying case from M24. I'm sure you've seen really nice recycled materials for all sorts of different stuff. That goes right here in the back. And then another thing that I really like to take with me, again, we're in 2022, everything's becoming much more digital, but I still like the feel of writing in a notebook, and I think it's helpful for anyone. But I also have this book. Now, it seems a little overkill, it's quite heavy, it's a hardcover, but a friend gave me this late last year. It's called the 6-Minute Diary, and I've been doing my best to keep along with it. I do not write in it every day when I forget or I get too tired, but it is a really cool diary with some great questions and stuff in it. So I am gonna try to bring that along with me on my travels. Going even further back here, covered the paper reading and writing, but I did recently buy a Kindle. So I'm gonna be carrying this along. I only have one book on it, I think, but I'm going to be buying more. The book that I have on it is called Effortless by Greg McEwen. So I'm digging into that, trying to make my life a little more effortless in this very busy world that we're in. Some masks. And then I have a little back pocket here with a little sort of strap to put on this thing. And I like to sometimes just put receipts, you know, as you're traveling, especially as a, you know, if you have your own business, you need to keep a lot of receipts. So that is a little bit of camera gear. This is my sort of carrying shoulder bag with all the stuff. And let's get into the checked luggage. Let's get this open. And it just folds out nicely like this. I needed some of the components of my bags to shoot this video today. So I'm gonna show you a quick clip that I shot on my phone of the camera that I'm using. There's the Sony a7S II, which I'm using as the body, and then I've got an adapter to put on my Canon 2470, which gets me those wide shots at 24, of course, close shots at 70. And then I do have an ND filter on it as well for those bright times. Today's not too bright, but it does help for that kind of thing. And then of course, the Rode mic receiver is on there, which has been really helpful for these types of videos. And all of that is sitting on top of the Manfrotto tripod. I'll put everything in the description. That tripod would go right in here. And I don't think you can see this right now. So let's switch positions so I can show you everything that's going on in this bag. All right, whew. This is the bag all open. Careful with this. I have been hurt in the past, but this is the coffee pack. This is the coffee corner of my bag. Toiletry bag, just basically has things you might expect. Speaker, right? It's got a speaker for on the go. I love music. I'm sure you do too, so this thing really comes in handy wherever I happen to be staying. Like to wrap that up. Another little tripod. It's great for maybe some vlogging, but also for holding your phone, holding your GoPro. This is a shirt, but inside, one of the coffee brewers that I have going with me today. This is the Pico Presso. If you have seen any of my footage in the past about the Pico, you'll know how it works. If not, the link right up here. I'll wrap that up. I just didn't have room for it in this coffee bag. The GoPro case, this is where the other hard drive lies. Older footage, if I want to draw back on the memory bank. GoPro's in here as well. Put that there, sort of Costa Brava, Barcelona towel, some other stuff. This is the strap for the coffee bag. This is one thing that I also like to do if I can. This is another M24 bag. This is the duffel bag that I've been traveling with since 2016. Recycled material, really great for sort of the shorter trips. You're not taking as much with you. So I tried to pack it in here as best as I could at the bottom, just in case I want to leave this big bag and take this smaller one. Another little shirt tucked in here. Let's dig into this coffee bag right here. And this is all my coffee gear that I'm choosing to travel with on this trip. Now, this is actually a tea bag, so I've stashed a few little teas in here, some pu'er, some little seeds and stuff like that. I do love my tea. And I've got a little coffee bag. I'm sure I'll pick up more along the way. Coffee grinder. This is the original Helor, I think it was called the Helor 101, but is now owned by, well, the company is called Option O. So if you check that out, again, in the description, this is a great little, beautiful hand grinder. And then I've got some Kalita papers here with the Oria. I've explored the Oria in depth. I'll leave it up here, but this is a nice little pour over brewer, which I use mostly now for coffee tastings. I like to do virtual coffee tastings, so that Oria helps me to demonstrate what a pour over is like. But I also do other coffee tastings with this French press. Small little French press that I picked up to be very portable, and it's a great way for people to discover specialty coffee for the first time. A very low maintenance way of brewing coffee, very straightforward. And then for me, actually, one of my favorite ways to brew coffee is just straight up pour over, right? So this is the cup of mocha, again from Mochaco. And if you want to see this in action, link right up here. But yeah, this is great for pour overs, really small, really compact. And as you can tell, I do like to wrap things. So I wrapped it in this old bag. This is gonna go right in here too. It's a lot of Jenga when it comes to traveling and try to be compact. Here, we've got some filters, some more filters, even more filters, other bags, cloth filter, which is a little bit trickier to travel with because it just requires cleaning and drying time. You can stash anything else in here, especially for those day trips, maybe electronic cords. But in this case, I've got some drip kits again for virtual coffee tastings. So let's pack that up, put that back in the coffee corner, put some of these things back, leave some of them out. I don't need to bore you with my Tetris. Another paper book. I don't often travel with a bunch of paper books, but if you've ever read Napoleon Hill, you know, it's really one of those books that you want to flip back and forth and, you know, maybe highlight some things and go back to another chapter. And I find with a handy paper book, that's a lot easier. And this was written in 1937, or this is the 1937 edition. So quite an old book, but still quite valid. If you ever read Think and Grow Rich, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I'm curious what you got out of that book. Now, this is the boring aspect, but one trick that I wanted to show you, maybe you have another tip for this, but just for underwear and socks, I like to just put it in a random cloth bag. This actually happens to be the World of Coffee Berlin. Great time. So that's a nice memory to have in there. But yeah, just like the intimates you can put aside in the little tote bag. But I also chose to carry only with me 2 pairs of footwear. So this is gonna be my other footwear for when I get to more of a warmer climate, or summertime. Some nice sandals. These are Teva. They're Israeli brand, but really sturdy, really popular in Israel, but also other places around the world. All right, let's pack that up. Don't need to show you all my turtlenecks. And that is what is in my bag 2022. Covered some coffee, we covered some camera gear, we covered some of my tips for how to make the most out of the limited space that I have. But I'm looking forward to the countries ahead, the days ahead. I'm not going to tell you exactly where I'm going, but I will keep you in the loop through these videos. If you want to follow along, subscribe, and I'd love to hear in the comments what are some of your tips for making the most out of minimalist travel. Hope to see you next time in the next city, the next country, the next continent. Cheers, coffee nerds.